Hi guys, in this video I'm going to teach you how to build a photoresistor circuit with an LED and a photoresistor, or an LDR, a light dependent resistor. What this means is that the photoresistor acts as a sensor, and it will sense the amount of light received in the room and use that to control the brightness of the LED. And the way it will control the brightness of the LED is either allowing more or less resistance to the circuit. The more resistance there is, the dimmer the LED gets, because the slower the electrons flow. So you can see here, the more light that photoresistor receives, the higher the resistance to the LED, and thus the dimmer it gets. The less light that the photoresistor receives, the less resistance, and thus the brighter the lights. I'm going to show you how to build this. Here are the 5 steps that you'll need to follow in order to do this. I'm going to go ahead and take apart my circuit, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to disconnect power to the LED. So we see that the LED goes off now. I'm going to remove the resistor that we'll be using. I'm going to move the photoresistor that we'll be using, and I'm going to remove my LED and power. So step 1 in this circuit is to run power to the breadboard. And like always, we'll be taking the positive and the negative terminals of our power source, or our battery pack, as indicated by the black and red wire coming out of the power pack. Here, I can see that my red wire runs to my positive part of my breadboard, my positive power rail, and my negative runs to my negative power rail of my breadboard. I'll then be plugging in my LED light. I need to be making sure that the positive and negative of my LED are not connected, and that means that they have to be plugged into different rows. Here, if I plugged my positive and my negative into the same row, you can see that the inside of the breadboard would then have those wires connected. And so I'm going to be plugging it into opposite rows of my breadboard to keep those connections separate so that they don't short circuit. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in my LED. The next step is to go ahead and plug in my photoresistor. Oh, let me find a spot to plug this in. So then I need to plug in my photoresistor. This is my photoresistor. Okay, and I'll be plugging it in directly behind my LED so that they are connected in that row. Mommy. I have my little boy with me so you get to hear him. All right.
Who is it?
This is my class, Audie. All right. The next step I'll need to do is connect one of the sides of my power, or one of the sides of my LED, to a resistor. I'm going to use...
Mommy, what's the power?
My STEM kids could tell you that the power comes from the battery. All right, I'm going to take my resistor and I'm going to plug it into one of the sides of my LED. I'm going to plug in mine to the negative side of my LED. You can pick whichever one, just make sure you plug it into the correct side. And then I'm going to take my additional wire and I'm going to plug that into the opposite one.
Open my toy up.
Just a second. So I'm going to plug that into the other side, which is the positive side of my breadboard. And now we're right back to where we were. And you can see now that the more light that photoresistor gets,
You got
the dimmer or the brighter the LED.
Mommy, you got the glow in the ball.
And that's it.